Yo, what's up, everybody? This is so frustrating to me, and I can imagine for the others of you that are out there, definitely that have had businesses that aren't going to get on the other side of this. It's a big time percentage of businesses that are closing permanently. And I want to be clear, it's not because of the virus. It's because of the government's response to it and shutting folks down. And when I see things like this, it yet again coming predominantly from the left, they get to do everything that they've lectured, right? Pertaining to social distancing, they get to say, you know what? No, because this is more important. Supreme Court Justice Ruth passes away, and they worship her at the altar. It's not a court or anything, trust me. And what do they get to do? In front of the Supreme Court, thousands upon thousands of people packed up with each other, and it's okay. Same thing happened with the protests. Post George Floyd. What happened? They get to link up, march, fists in the air, shout a bunch of catchphrases, and it's fine. It's okay. They instead make excuses for it. Even the doctors or the nurses, people working in the medical facilities, come out clapping and cheering them on as they draped in their PPE. Yeah, so overwhelmed. Nonetheless, when that is happening, in combination with the fact that still in a lot of America, they're locked down in terms of them being able to do business, definitely as they see fit. And the ones that are open, they have to follow all these nonsensical rules, if they can at all, if it even makes sense for their industry. This is why I call them evil. I call them evil pieces of crap because that's what they are. I'm not just saying it just to say it. No, that's what they are. When they get to do the opposite of what they have been lecturing you about constantly and make excuses when they do it, well, we all got masks on and that have got nothing to do with the social distancing that you've been lecturing us about. This is why I said the other day, this should be, when we talk about reopening, all the way, not at capacity restrictions, none of that. All the way. And let the chips fall where they may. If you still want to remain closed inside of your house with a mask on, driving down the road with your mask on, if that's something that you want to do because that makes you feel safe, go for it. Go for it. But this moronic idea that everybody should be shut down, as y'all continue to make excuses for when people are allowed to link up by the thousands, bunched up with each other. It's like the virus knows that, well, when we protest causes by the mainstream leftists, or when we're doing things that are approved by them, it's okay for us to link up. Outside of that, it's not. Look, this is always, I've said this since March. This is a virus that does not impact everybody. Everybody keeps talking, well, this virus is indiscriminate. Yeah, it's indiscriminate. And the fact that you can catch it, but it's not indiscriminate in terms of how it impacts everybody, which it doesn't impact us all the same. There's mountains upon mountains of data coming from multiple countries now that highlights how there are folks with certain age brackets and age demographics. Physicality has something to do with it, but generally age, which is going to be a big time determinant on whether or not you're going to be able to get on the outside of this, on the other side of this. That's just the reality of the situation. Why they treat us all like we're the same is completely nonsense. But that's how people get killed. I've talked about this and what happened in New York. Why you trying to emphasize everybody, treating everybody like this is one size fits all, like we're all the same, even though we already know that the virus does not impact everybody the same way. But you're trying to, instead of focusing on the most vulnerable demographic, you're focusing on everybody and you get a bunch of old folk killed in nursing homes. I'm tired of this, man. I really am. It's just frustrating because I know I have homies that have businesses that are not getting on the other side of this, and to see this constantly happen, where they get to just be together with their folks, whatever cause it is, and link up, and then on the other side turn around and tell you why, well, we can't open up, because pandemic, and obviously they are not concerned about any of that when it comes to the protesting or when it comes to getting in front of the Supreme Court. I don't know, bawling your eyes out, or praising Jesus at the, not even that, praising Ruth. I don't get it, man. And funny enough, speaking of praise, the church is closed down in a lot of places. Man, I am sick and tired of this. And the Republicans who claim to, they act like they for liberty, they are, of course, complicit. Abbott, mask mandates and lockdowns, and that's the funny thing, right? In a lot of places, the goalposts kept moving, right? 15 days to slow the spread has now become, we got to wait to a vaccine that may not work. But they had said, well, or now, even though there wasn't a consensus on this whole mass thing and spread of viruses, but now I don't want to say there is, it's just the ones that think that, okay, this is not right. Well, the RTC, they get suppressed more so. Imagine that. But you have those that have said that, well, we can now if you can look, the masks, they work now. Okay, bet. Allow you guys to get back to work. And they of course didn't believe that, did they? Right? Because now you got a shutdown, you got a lockdown, and you got a mask mandate. They'll move the goalposts again. My last video that I did on this channel, or wherever you're watching it from, was talking about why I said that they are evil. Yes, they are evil. Yes, they will derail economies, your businesses, play around with your livelihood. And I ain't talking about in fear of getting a virus. I'm talking about your businesses and such, your ability to be able to make money, right? They will absolutely derail that for the sake of playing politics. And they will be hypocrites for the sake of playing politics. If they thought this virus was nearly as dangerous as what they had pretended that it was, people would not be linking up in large groups like that. But that's the side that is generally coming from, because those are the guys that worship, Ruth at the altar anyway. And that's what makes it so frustrating. It's because that side's lecturing you. You've talked about this on social media. You can go in any comment section and they're sitting here telling you about, this long-term effects. We don't know. Meanwhile, protests, fist in the air, doesn't even make sense. But they don't have to tell the truth when they have the corporate media on their side. All of these brands are on their side, so they get to say the same thing over and over and over, no matter how much sense that it makes. They get to do that. And then they have it's like not anybody that's in those positions, they're not going to hold their feet to the fire and say, well, you said this and say that, and you do that more so. Why is that the case? No, they're just going to agree with everything that it is that they do. These people are evil. There's no other way to put it. They're evil people.